All right, I'm gonna get started here. It's kind of dark here. I'm out of town, and I don't have great lighting, but doesn't matter because it's really what we're going to be talking about that matters. And actually, it's kind of fitting to have the darkness with this topic that I'm going to talk about, which is dealing with the dread. The dread as, the holidays are approaching and you're childless, not by choice. So kind of fits with the coloring around here, this darkness. All right. So when you're childless, not by choice, or even if you're not childless, the holidays can be kind of time of year that a lot of people don't enjoy for, whatever reason. There's things going on in your life. You're grieving things. Life didn't turn out the way you planned. And so the holidays are painful. And so it's not that anyone's pain, hurt, grief is better or worse than anybody else's, but the pain of being childless, not by choice, is unique. So there's a lot of reasons to feel like an intensified pain now. It's not just the holidays themselves, but the things that come with it, right? So you get all of the happy holiday cards that come showing everybody's, beautiful photos of them with their families, with their kids, right? Or you have all the newsletters that come out that talk about, all the things that their kids accomplished this year and the new additions, the new babies, all of the new grandchildren. And that just, again, it intensifies the pain, it intensifies that feeling of what you're missing out on that you wish you had. So if any of this resonates with you, wave, say hi, put in a comment. Also, if you're watching this live, say hi. If you're watching this on replay, type #replay. Hi guys, it's nice to see you all here. So in addition to all, these things, you have all the social media posts and all the advertisements for gifts for your kids. Like the whole holiday seems to be focused on, hi Sandra, the whole holiday season seems to be focused on just the kids, even though it's a time of year for everyone. And then you add to that, knowing that when you're going to be together, whether it's with family, friends, coworkers, there's going to be the inevitable comments. When you go to that family get together, your Aunt Libby is going to, ask you the questions that are painful. She's going to make those comments that are going to be painful. Someone is going to do that. And so it just fills people with dread. And you also know this all can make you feel really lonely, like you are the only person in the world who doesn't have children, and you have no one to turn to because nobody around you is experiencing what you're feeling. And I can tell you, whether you're sitting home alone or you're sitting in that, coworker party or with family, that huge family get together, you can feel lonely. Either way, you can be in a room full of people and still feel lonely. So what I want you to know is, first of all, you're not alone. It may seem like it because, again, it seems like the whole world has children and you don't. And there's nothing wrong with you for feeling this way, for feeling the pain when you open those holiday cards and you see the happy, smiling families with their kids. We always shame ourselves and feel like, oh, this is terrible, I should be happy for them. You can be happy for them and still feel the pain for yourself. And that does not mean you're wrong. We're told all the time that's terrible, think positive, just put positive thoughts in your mind. But that really, minimizes that you have real, healthy human emotions, whether they are the positive ones or they're the ones labeled as negative. They are all human emotions and they are all normal, and you are allowed to feel those feelings. So I first want you to know it's normal. There's nothing wrong with you, and you are not a bad person if these things don't bring you joy and you're feeling dread for the holiday season, even though it's supposed to be a really happy time, right? So, to get through this, first, before you decide, like, you just go through I'm going to get invitations, what do I do with them? What do I do when all the social media posts and all the advertising and everybody's filling me with these messages about just be happy and this is a beautiful time of year, but I can't feel that. So first, before you decide what you're going to do with that, stop and think, what is it about the holiday season that you dread? And don't just say, I dread the whole thing. Okay, stop and break it down. What part or parts of it do you dread? And maybe it is the entire season. There's nothing that you can find joy with. But really sit down and think about it and break it down into little pieces and think about each one. What is it that you dread? Maybe you do dread the family get-togethers, but you enjoy the decorating part. Or maybe you enjoy the dinner with family or friends, but it's the gift giving, the gift opening, and seeing everybody with their kids, their grandkids. Maybe that's the part that you dread. But you may, till you really sit and think about it, you may be thinking, it's just everything. There's nothing there that I enjoy. But if you really look into it and break it into little pieces, you may find, there's parts that there are specific parts that are really, really painful, and others that maybe I don't get joy from, but they don't bother me. So, it can be different ends of the spectrum. So when you break that down, now acknowledge it. When you figured out, okay, this is what really fills me with dread for the holiday, or these are the parts that really filled me with dread, really sit down and just acknowledge it. Give yourself permission to dislike those parts of the holidays, to let them accept that they are hurtful to you, and that even though this is supposed to be a really happy time of the year, this is not something that fills you with happiness. So give yourself permission to say, yeah, I don't like this part or these parts, and there's nothing wrong with it. So first, pay attention to what it is you really dread, and then give yourself permission, accept that is normal, and you are absolutely allowed to feel that way. There's no shame in it. You may be feeling shame in the fact that you don't want to read those newsletters. Don't feel that shame. Your pain when you read those, because you're missing out, these are things you can't have, is real. It is valid. It is no less than anybody else's pain or grief over the things they have lost, over the loss of the life you had planned. So first, recognize where the pain is, what it is that's painful about the holiday, and then also acknowledge that pain is valid, because we often try to push it away, pretend it's not there, or tell ourselves, we shouldn't feel that way. We should be feeling happy. And then once you've done that, once you've recognized where are the parts of the holiday season that you don't enjoy, these are the things that you're really dreading. Now figure out, what can you do with the hard parts? So for instance, if you've figured out that just being with the family that's really the whole thing, just fills you with dread for whatever reason, from beginning to end, it's something that will make you'll feel worse. You're going to grieve more. You're going to feel full of pain dealing with that family dinner. That's something to pay attention to. That's the first thing you want to recognize, because now you know what you can do for that. You do have the option of saying no, of celebrating the holiday in a different way. Instead of saying yes to that invitation, you can plan something else. Plan your own little holiday celebration, or observance of the holiday. Or maybe, like I mentioned earlier, it's the dinner part that you don't like, because that's when everybody's like, you're all together, you're hearing what everybody else is saying, and Aunt Libby is going to be, pushing those questions and making those comments about you that are going to be incredibly hurtful, and it's going to get everybody else talking, and you're going to be sitting there feeling like, I don't know how to get out of this. And maybe that's what you don't like about the family get-togethers, but you enjoy opening the presents and giving the presents. So if you've sat down and recognized this is where my pain is, you can, instead of going to the dinner, just go afterwards. Make an excuse. Say, I have something else going on. I'm working late, whatever it is. Don't do the part that's painful, but do the part that gives you joy. Maybe for you it is, or it could be the opposite. Maybe the gift giving part is the hard part where you enjoy the meal. Whatever it is, pay attention to what it is that you are dreading, which part of the holidays, and then figure out how you can navigate that, how you can lessen the pain, or not have to do something that doesn't serve you in a positive way, and say no to the things that don't serve you. The second step is to plan something you do like to do. It can be instead of, if it's a work party, family party, whatever it is, you can plan something instead, but you can also plan something in addition. Plan something that will bring you joy. So that would be the second step, is figure out what you do like to do. Maybe decorating your home is what brings you joy, and you love that. So extend that to, maybe you have an elderly neighbor who you can help decorate their home, or you can volunteer somewhere to decorate. If you like to bake, if baking is the part of the holiday that you love, bake for yourself, and then bake for people who can use that extra love, that extra caring from their neighbor, from their coworkers. So plan on something that you do like to do. And then the third step is start a new tradition for yourself. Whether it's just for you, whether it's with a new tradition with a partner, family, friends, or, like I said, just for yourself. Start a new tradition for the holidays that is for you, that is meaningful for you. That's a way to find meaning in the season, a way to uplift yourself. It gives you a sense of ownership when you can put into this like an idea of your own that brings meaning for you, right? It gives you a sense of empowerment. There's so much in our lives that we have no control over. And the biggest piece that brings us so much pain is our childlessness. We didn't have control over it. And so finding a new tradition, creating that for yourself, for your own heart, gives you a sense of you have control over bringing joy to yourself. And also starting a new tradition is a way of giving yourself some stability. It's a known. It's that if you plan on that every year, you start it this year and you enjoy it and you plan on it for the following years, it's a stable thing to look forward to for each year, for the holidays, to know this is going to bring you joy. It's going to give you meaning for the season. So if any of this resonated with you, type a comment, let me know, send me a message. But I just want to refresh here, just sum things up. The first thing to do when you are at this point where the holidays are coming up and you are dreading them is stop and figure out, what is it about the holidays that you are dreading? It's probably not absolutely everything about the holidays. It may be, but there's probably pieces to this holiday season that you can find their comfort in or find meaning in. So break it down into what is it truly that you are dreading about the holidays, and then follow 3 steps to the first is figure out what you do with the parts that are difficult. If it means saying no to things that you don't want to do, if it means splitting things up, breaking down those hard things and taking them in little pieces to make it a little bit easier for you. The second step is plan something that you do like to do. And the third is start a new tradition for yourself that will give you meaning and bring you some comfort and joy. All right, so that is it for tonight. I was just starting with this tonight because I know the first thing we think about when we think about the holidays is the dread. Oh, this is just going to be so painful. But I'm going to be starting a weekly series of navigating the holidays as a childless, not by choice woman. And I'm going to be starting that this coming Tuesday, November 14th. It will be at, what time did I figure? At 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time, so that's going to be 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And I can't convert that to the other time zones, but we're going to start it with 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, November 14th, and I'm going to do that weekly, the same time, same place. The first one I'm going to be starting with, the first topic coming this next Tuesday is going to be, what do you do when you get those invitations? The invitations to the get-togethers, the work holiday parties, the family parties, the friend parties, and those are sometimes some of the events that cause that pain and dread. So that's going to be our first topic, and I look forward to seeing you all there. Everybody have a good night, or whatever time it is, wherever you are. Bye.